10 minutes. That's the countdown on Julian Ashworth's reign as Silicon Valley's king. From the stage, he's a visionary. From the shadows, I'm a ghost. He forgot the first rule of coding: never steal the architecture if you don't hold the keys. Tonight, Kaiya Lin isn't just attending the launch of the year. She's the bug in the system, and she's about to crash the whole server. She steps out of the car. No entourage, no flash. Just a worn leather folio in her hand and a target on her back. While the cameras swarm Julian, she slips through the glass doors unnoticed, a ghost haunting her own creation. Inside the notebook she carries is the proof, the original code, the soul of the machine. Tonight, Julian thinks he's launching a legacy. He has no idea he's actually stepping into a trap set 3 years ago. It started at a place called the Foundry. The room was a mess of caffeine and ambition. In the center of the chaos, Kaiya was locked in. She wasn't just coding, she was weaving. On her screen was an interface that actually thought. Julian watched her from across the room, but he didn't see the code. He saw the dollar signs. He told her they would be partners. He said, "I handle the noise. You command the silence. We rise together." We rise together. The lie that started it all. The betrayal didn't arrive like a lightning strike. It moved like a rising tide, slow, silent, and inevitable. It began 6 months in a room of 8 brilliant minds. Kaiya was at the whiteboard detailing the resonance algorithm, the very heartbeat of their project. As she reached the climax, Julian stood. He stepped between her and the board, smiling at the investors. "What Kaiya is illustrating," he said, "is the practical application of the framework I've been brainstorming." In that moment, the air shifted. A junior developer looked down, confused. Kaiya gave him the benefit of the doubt: sensitivity, translation, teamwork. She was wrong. She had just witnessed the first line of her own story being deleted. Soon, the deletions became a pattern. A tech blog headline read, "Julian Ashworth's vision, the AI that reads the human soul." Kaiya's name was buried on page 4. When she confronted him, he didn't get defensive. He used empathy as a weapon. He told her the market needed a singular visionary narrative. He said, "Don't let your ego get in the way of the mission." He made her feel small for wanting credit. Then came the isolation. Strategic meetings vanished from her calendar. An updated investor deck appeared, featuring her original diagrams, now labeled Ashworth's Principle 1. The theft was visual, undeniable. He was rewriting the past so the future had no room for her. The final blow was a thick blue folder, the updated operating agreement. A lawyer friend spelled it out. "He's seeding the narrative that your work was for hire. Sign this and you're not a founder, you're a ghost in his machine." In that moment, the last vestige of trust evaporated. This wasn't a partnership with cracks. It was a hostile takeover, but Kaiya didn't scream. She didn't sue. She went back to the code. Deep in the night, she performed surgery on the engine's core. She implemented a beautiful, elegant lock, a polymorphic encryption key generated from her biometrics and the project's first commit. She called it the linchpin. It lay dormant, a silent sentinel. Then she quietly resigned. As she walked away, Julian thought he had won. He owned the castle. He didn't realize Kaiya had poured the foundation, and she knew exactly how to make the walls vanish. Have you ever watched someone take credit for your work? Felt that slow erasure of your own hard work? Then you know why this moment isn't just justice. It's a reset. Drop a like if you're ready for the reckoning, and subscribe if you believe creators should own their craft. Back to the present, the Zephyr Summit. Julian ascends the stage to a hero's welcome. He speaks of his lonely, visionary journey. He prepares for the grand finale, having Aura authenticate a $1 million transfer using pure intent. He initiates the sequence. The loading animation spins and spins. Then the giant screen flashes red. Error. Core integrity check failed. Lin CH-PIN verification required. Confused murmurs ripple through the crowd. Julian's smile tightens. He tries again. Same error. Panic flashes in his eyes. Backstage, his team scrambles. They are looking for bugs, not for poetry. The lock had engaged. The castle door was sealed. Kaiya walks with deliberate calm to the front row. She stands in his sightline. She taps her phone. On every screen in the auditorium, a new window appears. A side-by-side comparison. On the left, her dated notebook sketches, her code commits. On the right, his patents, his marketing. One image freezes the room, her handwritten sketch of the core logic dated 3 years prior, side by side with his patent application from last month. The logic is identical, the signature is his. The room erupts. Julian screams into the microphone, sabotage, a disgruntled employee. Kaiya holds up a small, sleek biometric key. She presses it. The giant screen behind Julian turns from error red to unlocked green. A message displays for the world. Welcome, Architect Lin. Access granted. Her voice is calm, clear. It's not a bug, Julian. It's two-factor authentication. And you don't have the second factor. In front of $3 billion she didn't accuse, she demonstrated. Chaos follows. Investors are on their phones. Security approaches not for her but for him. The dream is over. 1 month later, a sun-drenched studio. On the wall, a framed reminder, the original partnership agreement. Carter, the journalist who streamed it all, visits. He tells her she broke the internet. Kaiya just smiles. I didn't break him, she says. I just fixed a bug. Some victories aren't about destruction, but about restoration. Restoring truth, restoring credit, restoring a self that was almost written out of its own story. Kaiya Lin didn't just win her fight. She reclaimed the narrative. And in Silicon Valley and everywhere else, the future doesn't belong to those who tell the best story. It belongs to those who write the original code. If this restoration of justice hit home for you, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time.